All right, so we're down here today checking cameras and mineral licks and a little bit of everything to see what we got going on. And the bucks, I have no bucks down here, and which doesn't surprise me a lot. I mean, we get a lot of bucks up here in the fall, and they winter over in here, but this area doesn't seem to hold them during the spring and the summer months across. So past this tree line out here, we've got big alfalfa fields on the backside. We've got corn and beans, and past the alfalfa, there's about 800 acres of woods with a little bit of corn down in it. And there's a bunch of ponds, and we think that's where the bucks are kind of all holed up together, staying down on that side. So I think this is kind of the nursery area where the does are moving their fawns around, because we've got a lot of fawns down in here this year, which is a great thing. I've been working really hard to kind of attract deer into this area because nobody else has done anything down in here for a long time. So we've got a food plot planted and a bunch of other things. So this spot here we picked, we've got 3 stands. One's here. I've got one probably 600 or 700 yards that way, another 800 yards up the hill at the end of the tree line, and that's where the food plot is. And there's a reason we kind of did this down here, and everybody's got reasons for why they put stands whether it's food, traffic, water, or whatever. Well, we've got corn and beans and whatever they rotate through on one side. We've got alfalfa on the other side. So this is kind of the highway for them to travel. And this tree line goes several miles, and it's not very wide. I mean, it's like 80 yards wide, but there's water that runs through the middle. And these deer follow this tree line and just pick what they want to eat, and then it curves up and goes right into my backyard where the food plot is. So what we've got, this stand is kind of set up. The main trail is about 30 yards from the stand, and we've got a mineral lick over in there. So this is the farthest stand we have away from the food plot. The food plot's pretty tough to hunt when it's warm out, because they won't come in there until 10 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock in the morning. So the idea on this stand is this is where they travel through, and they'll work this in the mornings and the afternoons because it's cool down in here. As the season gets later into season, then they kind of start moving their way farther up towards the food plot and stuff, and they'll start coming up in there during daylight hours. But until December, you won't get a picture of a deer in the food plot in the daylight. So more or less this set of stands is based on the time of the year. So this will be my early season stand. We work up a little bit farther, and that'll be kind of November stand as they start having to hunt over farther there for food. And then the top stand in the food plot, we've got beans and peas and sunflowers and stuff up in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to till up what I call a kill hole, just like goose hunting. We're going to till up the kill hole, and we're going to put some beets and greens mix in there for late season. So it works out pretty good because we don't beat up one area really bad, and nobody else hunts this. So like I said, it's just kind of through the year, our stand location is going to move, and we just got to follow the deer and where they're moving at. And we've got cameras on every one, so we can kind of time what they're doing. So something to think about with your stand placement. And it's kind of like I use a lot of theories that we use waterfowl hunting with deer hunting, which is you've got to change where you're hunting and how you're hunting by the time of the year and what they want to eat, because at the end of the day, food drives their movement, and you've got to kind of hunt the food and the travel. So everybody's got their own theories on it, and you just got to kind of do what works.